Hey there YouTube, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Coming to you from South Alabama where we're getting hotter and hotter by the day. Actually yesterday was a pleasant day. It was warm, but the humidity was low and the dew point was low, but it is back with a vengeance today. But anyhow, I want to talk about raw food diet for regular, normal people. Guys, I got a lot of videos here. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you go hit that big red button, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Getting lots and lots of questions over on Instagram these days in my DMs, and one thing I see is so many people are kind of intimidated by this lifestyle. They've seen things about this lifestyle. They've made assumptions about this lifestyle, and I'll address that first. So many of those assumptions and the things you see come from social media. You're watching this on YouTube or YouTube videos or whatever. One reason I've always wanted to do my videos kind of the way I do is, well, one is I'm not a big kitchen person, so recipes wouldn't necessarily be my forte, but I try to make my videos and I try to make my content as simple as possible because, like I say, there's just too much pretty out there. Oh, let's make this, let's make sure the plate is turned just like this, let's make sure everything is nice and neat and sanitized. And, you know, you see all these people that are thriving and they according to what you see, they're just, you're like, how could I do this? How could I, number one, how will I ever afford this? Number two, how will I find what I need on this lifestyle? Number three, how will I have the time to do this? How am I going to fit this into my regular life? I see what all these people are doing. And once again, like I say, that's for content, that's for show. And I'm not knocking that. I'm always looking for good content. If I take a trip tomorrow, yeah, I'm going to try to show you some really good stuff, but the day to day. So, pay attention to people's day-to-day thing and just see who's, making it work and try to replicate it. I've never been a fanatic about this lifestyle because I've been doing this for 8 years. I started the lifestyle almost 8 years ago. This month in a few weeks will be 8 years. And I've been doing a channel for close to 7 years. And I've just kind of, I saw from the very beginning kind of this elitism, this kind of, undoable version of this lifestyle for 99% of the people. So one of the things I get asked all the time is about organic, regular, this, that, and the other. When it comes to anything, you always do the best you can. Let me just stop right there and hopefully that will sink in. You do the best you can. You don't like, I get so many things about organic versus non-organic. Yes, if there's a choice, always choose organic. If you can get organic and you can afford organic, always use organic. It's a no-brainer to me. I mean, that just seems simple as can be. You can. If you can't, like I've said before in videos, what are you going to do? You tell somebody, well, you can't get that organic stuff, so fuck it. You might as well just hit the McDonald's drive. Yeah, just eat standard American diet. You can't get any of the organic stuff. You do the best you can. And like I say, certain areas where people live, such as mine, not a lot of organic in this little town where I am. And if I really wanted to double down and eat high organic here, I'd spend more money than I can afford for my food budget, right now. So yes, absolutely. Try to get organic if you can. And let me expand on that before I just bounce off of it and you think, okay, well, maybe he just doesn't think organic is that important. I think it's very important. It's just, it is what it is. It's where I happen to be right now. One of the big things in life, if I can get back to where I want, I've got a particular, like, I don't just mean Costa Rica. I mean, I've got a particular couple of areas in Costa Rica where I would like to relocate because there I would be able to eat almost organic all the time and I'd have very high quality food. So that is my goal, to get there. So I do see the importance of that. I just look at it like, well, I'm where I am for a few years right now and, do the best I can. But organic, yes, very important. How much? Once again, whether it's organic or whether it is just regular produce, fruit, whatever, you do the best you can. Now, everybody, you always hear like this lifestyle is so expensive, lifestyle is so this, it's so that. It's basically what you make out of it. If you're watching these recipe videos and you've got all these exotic ingredients in there, and you got to have a jar of this for a tablespoon of this, and you're getting all these fancy things, and you're doing the fanciest of the fancy, yeah. There's a lot of those YouTubers out there and some of your fancy raw food people on Instagram. Do you ever just look through their feed? Here, I want you to do this instead of just looking at the pretty pictures. Go imagine your favorite hero and kind of pull out the mental calculator and start adding up. Be like, good God. This isn't even, I can't even relate to this because, okay, that recipe they just made for one night of dinner, that's probably a $35 recipe. So do what you can. And that's where I talk about keeping things simple. I make the bulk of my diet. One reason they're good, they're available, and they're economical is bananas. I make a bulk. I get those bulk of the calories from, bananas, fruit. Things that aren't going to be that expensive. I do get my greens in there, but buy things. You can buy from the, what do they call them? They call them the ugly table at some grocery stores, where stuff is starting to get a little ripe in the eyes of the grocery store, which is usually just perfect for us. But, find those things. Find co-ops. There's always little tricks and things if you search your area. As a raw food person, you need to know your area intimately. I wasn't even back in the States. I've been back here about 3 years now. And I remember when I first got back to this area, I had people in Pensacola and Mobile reaching out to me, and I'd only been here 2 months. And they didn't know where certain things are in Pensacola. And I'm like, do a little research, do a little work. You can find certain things in your area. Most areas you've got, if it's a bigger city, you've usually got an Asian marketplace, which is really good for stuff. You've got Mexican grocery stores. I'm in a small town and I get some good stuff there, but you do what you can. And this does not have to be a bank breaker. And, as far as also with you do what you can, there come times, that's why I like to throw in more so than just, like reporting on what I'm eating. That's why I like to throw in about the cooked food that I include, because there could come a day. We just, everybody's been kind of locked up in the house for the last couple of months. Now, the food supply chain didn't completely break down, but it got difficult. What if you got stuck in a little town or even in a city somewhere where you weren't able to get those bananas, where you weren't able to get those fruit? What are you going to do? You're going to just drop into a water fast and meditate until the crisis is over? No, that's when you make substitutions. And that's why I remember, I think it was Ted Carr talked about this one time. It always stuck in my head because it just was kind of on the same thinking as mine. Now when I do, and I recommend other people doing this, when I eat cooked food, most of the time it is things that my body will treat like raw food, like the sweet potatoes, like boiled plantains, things like that. But I mean, it is what it is, and anybody that's going to be a snob at that, well, you better have some money, or you better actually be living down in the tropics. And also too, there's where it goes right there. Find you something that you can do to make money online, move to the tropics, bing, bang, boom. A lot of your problems go away right there. Availability. Okay, I lived in Costa Rica. I had fruit all the time. I could walk down the street in San Jose, and every 30 or 40 feet there was a little kiosk just packed with ripe bananas, papayas, pineapple, and all other kind of fruit. So, the substitutions, you make substitutions where you can. You make simple recipes, but it's always going to be the most simple version of this lifestyle is what I recommend to everybody. But there's not a lot, I don't have a lot of particulars like, okay, you need to do this, 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 and that. But I just want you to kind of get out of that mindset. Like this is some special way of doing things. I mean, when I got into this lifestyle, I was only 6 months away from being a raging drunk. And my life was completely out of control. I mean, I had all kinds of things going on, but it just wasn't a hard lifestyle to do. Wasn't a hard diet to do. Because I go back to what I say all the time. I'm like, as soon as I figured out that I could eat I could eat as much as I wanted all the time, I was never hungry. And I didn't have to think about my weight. I didn't have to think about those things. I was sold. But once again, it's not about perfection. And when you're not being perfect, and I've talked about the psychological aspect of this before, when you're not living up to your hero, or you're doing it exactly like your hero's doing, or you think you have failed, or you let yourself down, it starts stressing you out. That sends chemical reactions throughout the body, and stress is no good. So stop with this looking for perfection. Stop with trying to be like that person, this person, this person. Go by how you feel. You know, sometimes I'll see a comment, or I'll be watching something, and they're all serious on this lifestyle, and I just throw my head back and laugh, because it's just like, I'm simple. I'm a simpleton. I don't have a problem saying that. It's as simple for me as I woke up feeling good yesterday. I wake up feeling good today. I have energy every day. I have good digestion. I eliminate. You know, my skin's not bad for an old 56-year-old dude that abused it with the sun too much. So everybody can do this diet. You know, I think sometimes when you say the raw food diet, and I'll finish with this, when you say the raw food diet, because I'll have people sometimes, well, why do you say the raw food diet? You eat cooked food. Well, I don't think a raw food diet means every bite I eat is raw. Always be about your health. That's all I'm ever going to preach on this channel as long as I do these videos. Always, it's health here, raw here. Always put your health ahead. Don't just think, okay, raw, 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 because there's bad choices out there in the raw world too. So anyhow, just a rambling video today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again later this week. Peace.